Namaste and welcome, beautiful souls, divine beings, light warriors, God's children. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on. Took a little hiatus. I started this process about a month and a half ago. Had to take a little hiatus. Been getting attacked heavily by the dark forces, black magic, basically me and my left brain succumbing to other energies that weren't my own. Like something I had to go through to grow, to ascend, and to master my frequency. We start today what's going to be quite a journey. To begin with, today, as I sit here, I am completely broke, even in the negative in the bank. Today is July 13th, by the way, 2023. As I sit here broke, no job, haven't had a job in 6 months. When Pluto came in, the time has come to do the work that God sent me here to do. And this, like I said before in an earlier video, this isn't something that I enjoy doing. This isn't something that I ever thought I would do, but I am here doing what God wants me to do. And like I was saying, I've been getting attacked for the past 6 months, actually longer than that, the past 9, 10, 11 months, very heavily by a gang of witches. It is what it is, a hacker. Been getting harassed, cyberbullied, and black magic energies coming at me every single day. And I've been on a fast as best as I can, but I'm finally now have my frequency to where I'm happy, to where I'm whole, to where I was before probably 8 months ago, when I was totally lifted up to God, and nobody could affect that. But I had to go through this recent spell work in order to understand it, in order to conquer it, in order to raise my frequency to never be lowered again. So we sit here today. I woke up, took care of the dog as always, cleaned the house, went and worked out, played basketball, and came back, took the dog for a walk, my little spirit animal, Lainey, my little baby. And finally, after a couple pitchers of smoothies, some grapes and some bananas, my frequency is through the roof. Finally want to hear music again. If you knew me, or if you know me, you'll know that I start my day with music before all this black magic started. And it's been a struggle to even listen to music as of the past 6-8 months. Now, if that's normal to people that listen to music, it's not normal, put it that way. I don't know what I was trying to say, but before all this spell work happened, I was getting up at 5:30 in the morning, going to bed at 9 o'clock at night, going all day long, getting things done, doing my godly work in the community, in my home, mostly in my home by myself, doing shadow work, fixing my soul, fixing my body physically, working out, eating right. And all that came crashing down when this spell work happened. And at first I didn't know there was spell work going on. Started at work, and I've been a cook my whole life. But it started at work, on assignment down in Savannah, Georgia. And just didn't have the mental focus, didn't have the energy, would get frustrated, the frequency wasn't right. And so I knew something was up. I was waking up at 10:30, 11 a.m., sometimes noon, just exhausted because my frequency wasn't there. But I'm back, damn it. They will never, God is protecting me now. I didn't know I had black magic going on, but I knew something was wrong. The tarot readers in the community, the good ones, actually every one of them was saying there's spell work going on, there's black magic. And so that's what keyed me in to what was going on. And from there, I've been watching tarot for 4, 5, 6 months now. And that's finally come to an end. Not come to an end. I still have a few that I listen to that are positive, that are uplifting. But ultimately, the last 3 days, I've had to turn the tarot off, turn the social media off. All but just a very little bit, a few tarot readers. I've had to turn it all off in order to regain my frequency, in order to connect back with God. And I was relying on what others were saying throughout this process, throughout this spell work, because I didn't know what was going on. Just to be real with you, I wish no man any harm on this earth, even my worst enemy. Last night I prayed for my family, my ex, and my aunt, my mom, my dad, my aunt, and my ex-girlfriend. As of the past few months, she's been my ex. So I've basically released, I blocked them, I've released them from my energy. I've cut the cords from my heart chakra, in order to ascend, to get to where I'm going, to where God is sending me. It wouldn't happen otherwise. You have to eat right, you have to live right, you have to think right, and basically fasting and what you eat is gonna play a major role in your ascension, in your frequency, in your vibration. And those people that I've had to block, all my family, all my close family, other than I have a brother and a sister, a little nephew that I adore, but blocking my pretty much my entire family and ex-girlfriend left me with one person left on this earth that I knew to go to for help, which I did, and then that is my brother. So I want to start this video thanking my brother, Webb. truly special individual saved my life recently, which I'm not going to get into on this, and I will get into later if God deems it necessary. If not, then I will not. But that being said, I would be dead without my brother. I would be homeless without any money, without my brother. And so back to what I was saying, I'm sitting here broke, negative money in the bank, car payment 2.5 months late. So I'm sure they'll be looking for their car pretty soon. What else? I have a record due to addictions in the past, which I believe now to be caused by spell work throughout my life, which I had no idea what's going on, but I can see it a lot more clearly now that I know that it's been going on recently. The thoughts that were in my head recently were also in my head growing up, and so it caused an addiction. I believe my parents were also had spell work done against them in order to further hold me back or stop me from ascending. So as I sit here, finally back in frequency, finally back in the light. I had tears earlier. It's been a journey. I mean, it's been a fucking journey. Excuse me for my language. But I want you to know right now, July 13th, 2023, negative money in the bank, car payments done, no cell phone bill is cut off, cell phone is cut off. But I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to show you the importance of getting back my health, of getting back my frequency, of focusing on what matters in life. And it's not your bank account, and it's not all the things you own and all the things you have. It's the love in your heart that matters. It's what you do, your vibration that you spread to others that matters, and the help you give to others that matters. So that's why I started this channel, to help all these struggling souls on this earth. I can just imagine others are going through what I just went through and what I've been going through, and maybe they will be in the future, maybe they won't. I have no clue. But I do know that I'm telling you all this right now, July 13th, to show you how God works in your life, how God will make everything right and bring everything back and give you everything you need. So from this date, you'll see my channel is, I don't know, it was 2 subscribers. It probably still is. I haven't looked. But here in a few months, God will change all that. God will change my finances. God will change my love life. I'm single, because I had an ex who was doing spell work. Let's just say it. I'm not going to hold back anymore. Was a part of doing spell work against me. Part of holding me back, stopping me from ascending to getting in my spiritual gifts to help God with my mission. So I just want, these videos will be seen by many in the future. Not so many right now, and that's fine. Even if in the future nobody sees it, it's irrelevant to me. I mean, I want to help people, but I don't have an ego, so ultimately it's not going to change me, in any way. But, so this is just kind of letting y'all know where I stand, to show you the power of God. And that's it. Today, I wanted to go over spiritual arrogance, which is rampant in the church community, which I went through it as well, going through this ascension process. It's going to affect any being, whether they're on the ascension path, whether they are going to church every weekend, until you figure out vibration, frequency, and until you figure out vibration, frequency. I lost my train of thought. So we're talking about spiritual arrogance. So I just wanted to do a short video today on spiritual arrogance. I was reminded of this, thinking about actually in prayer and in forgiveness to one of my family members. It came to me again. I mean, I've thought about it many times. I went through it myself. My teachers, Josh and Michelle X of the XFam, xfamunity.com. They will highlight this. They brought it to my awareness, and I, of course, I've been contemplating on it ever since, and I had to get over those spiritual arrogance, those blocks that arise in your left brain. It feels good when you're on the ascension path and when you're doing shadow work and you finally, your frequency is raised to a high vibration. It's easy to think, yeah, this is awesome, I'm awesome. Basically, it feels good and you just want to celebrate it, which is fine, but you're not above any other being on the earth. You don't have a right to push your agenda on other beings on this earth. We have an obligation to help other beings who come to us for help and who are ready for this help. But if they're not ready for the help, you have no right to go around pointing your finger, judging, and calling out people for their faults, or judging one's relationship with the Lord, which was done to me. This is what brought up this topic today. It was done to me I was in the hospital in a very, very fragile state, very close to death, coming out of death, put it that way. And a family member sends me a text telling me basically telling me how my relationship with God wasn't very good. Okay, so I hit the block button. I'm not saying I won't ever talk to that person again, but that person will learn a lesson from what they said to me. God will make sure that I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is pray for that individual, because I do love her. She's done some stuff for me. She's helped me out. multiple occasions. And I love her, but she is caught up in the biggest program of the Matrix. The hardest program to block. The hardest program to ascend out of. And that is religion. That is spiritual arrogance. That is thinking your relationship with God is holier, is better than someone else's. It's not how God works. It's not how an enlightened being works. It's a totally wrong frequency when you're judging another being. And quite frankly, it hurt me very much. That being said, she will have to go through the shadow work to figure out why we no longer have a relationship, why we no longer talk, why she can no longer even call or text me on the phone or send me a message. Until she forgives herself, forgives me, and learns her lesson, there will be no communication. She will not affect my frequency ever again. You have no right pointing your finger, calling another being out for their relationship with God. Because you can't judge somebody else's inside. We go within to find out what the true spirit of all is, what he wants us to do here on this planet, and how we are to treat, observe non-judgmentally, and interact with others. So if you're not in that frequency yet, you're getting cut out of my life. As evidence, I'm 44 years old. Earth Angel 44. But yeah, anybody who's affecting my aura, my frequency, my vibration, they're getting blocked, they're getting cut out, and no longer ever will they affect me. So, spiritual arrogance, as far as the church is concerned, is a very tricky subject. You can't tell. I can't go to this person and tell her, you're being spiritually arrogant, you're judging me, when you have no right to, because they will ultimately fire back at you. Their left brain, their reactive mind will cling to that religion, those beliefs, be the lie, and F, the matter. F is the 6th letter of the alphabet, which represents matter. Be the lie and the matter. So you can't the church, the Bible, we'll just go over the Bible real quick. The Bible is a wonderful book. It is an allegorical book which can teach you how to ascend. If you know how to read it allegorically. But if you believe Jonah went inside of a whale for 3 days and 3 nights, or whatever it says, and came back out alive, if you believe that that is literal and not allegorical, then you're programmed. You're stuck. That's an allegory saying go within for 3 days, meditate, find God, Get your frequency aligned with the Lord. Love others. Jonah never went inside of a whale and came back out alive. Sorry for all you Bible people that believe that. And you'll have to go within and talk to God in order to figure this stuff out. I can only suggest the truth. I can't make you believe the truth. So that's just one example of the allegory in the Bible. The Bible is a wonderful book. It helps a lot of people, keeps them on track. It did me for a while. But there are programs in the Bible. There's fear in the Bible. And I'm sorry, the God I serve doesn't use a fear, doesn't try to scare you. I mean, if he did, he would have done it to me 1 billion times by now. I'd be shriveled up in a ball and scared to go anywhere. The God of the Bible doesn't work that way. And so, my point being, those stuck in their Bibles and their beliefs and their programs that the Matrix has given them are severely, and I don't like to say this, but severely brainwashed. They are the hardest to wake up. They are the hardest to enlighten, to become aware. You can't just go to them. You have to wait for them to come to you. And so my point being, this spiritual arrogance is a big hurdle. Even when you're on the right path, even when you know the things that I know, when you have all the real truth, you still will get caught up in spiritual arrogance towards the end of your journey until you figure it out, what it is and why it's affecting you. And all it is you're thinking you're something special because you're doing things right, which is just a concept on this earth that makes you no better than any other being. In fact, it drags you down below to where you need to be on this ascension process. So I was in prayer, prayed for all those people, my mom, my dad, mom, stepfather, another family member, and my ex. Been in prayer for them. People that have hurt me the most, even though they probably, most of them don't even know why, I guess. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know this at this point. But I just, that topic came to me today because of the way I was treated by a family member in my most vulnerable time on this earth. Honestly, I was ready to leave this earth not long ago due to everything that's been going on. And that's when the spiritual arrogance came at me. That's when that demon attacked me. Through another being, through a family member, but it is what it is. We deal with it, and either they learn from it, they grow, they become enlightened and aware of their actions and the way they're treating people, or they'll have to come back to this earth and do it again, which is going to be the case for a lot of the older generation, I fear. I don't fear, but It's inevitable. Their programs are very, very thick, very heavy, either through the Bible, church, your pastors, and your all your 301c people. For those of you who know what that is, all you church pastors and preachers and deacons and bishops, you out there with your 301c nonprofit taking money from the government, building huge, massive churches, while your flock is all in trailers, struggling to eat at this point, struggling to survive, on the verge of death, not knowing who to believe because you're telling them lies. Oh, God's coming through me right now. So we're at a point, we're at a huge point where I don't know if churches are the biggest organization in the world, but damn sure close. And we're at a point in this earth where shit's about to pop off. And I don't know what God's going to do, neither do you. But I do know that the meek shall inherit the earth. And all you church people running around in your nice clothes, you dressed all up, you talk all fancy, yes sir, and you do all this and that and the third, and you can't even afford to help your people in need. In fact, you do special donations to Africa and this, that, and the third, while your parish is sitting there, can't even eat, can't even afford a home, getting kicked out, don't have a car that works, can't afford to fix it. The list goes on and on at this point. They're paying taxes, over 100,000 taxes on the tax code. And you keep taking 10% every single week, don't you? Do you ever bother to help them? Oh, we're going to have a pancake dinner. Oh, why don't you do something to help your flock? Why don't you one by one lift them up out of poverty and help them, because you have the power to do that. That's about all I'm going to say as far as that goes for right now. Because my frequency is just too, I'm feeling too good today. But I just wanted to go over spiritual arrogance. I want to say hello again. I'm back. Earth Angel 44, the chosen seed. And I want to say a special thank you to my brother, who's been an Earth Angel himself here recently. We've gone through it. We had a good relationship as kids. We had a rough patch in the middle because I was on drugs and addicted and didn't treat him right. But he's a special person. He's taken me in these past few months to help me get back to health. He saved my life, like I just told you. He will get his glory from God. I promise you that. He will be a hero very soon. And he has no idea. He doesn't know the things I know. He's not on the ascension path. As of yet, he will be. I have a feeling. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I want him to be, but I can't make him. But he's got God in his heart. He's got God in his soul. And I want to say thank you. And I love you. When everybody else pointing their finger, calling me crazy, saying I'm into the witchcraft, black magic, because of my new spiritual beliefs, spiritual knowingness, gnosis, I guess you would say. When everybody else turned their back, he saved my life. And for this, he will be rewarded. He doesn't have a huge gnosis on God. He doesn't, it's not his thing, because he doesn't, I mean, obviously, if you've been going to church like we were as kids, being told lies, being read lies out of a book, then how are you going to have faith in God? When the media lies to you constantly, and it's obvious, when the Congress, President, Senate lie to you constantly, when you see them lie, when you see them having, what do they call them? Freaking investigations or whatever they call it on Capitol Hill. When you see them on TV, caught in a lie, and nothing happens. I mean, what message does this send? And so, all it does is spread an evil vibration throughout the land. But he doesn't have God in him right now. He does, but he doesn't know the way. He doesn't have the full faith and gnosis of the true living God that lives in every single one of us all the time. But yet we fail to go to for help daily, me included. Not anymore, but in the past. He doesn't have that benefit yet, but his heart is pure gold. So I just wanted to say thank you to him. Tell him I love him, and tell y'all I wouldn't be here today without him. God knows that better than me, and he will find out the rest of that later on, I have a feeling. So thank you, Webb. You are an angel that you do not yet realize, have real eyes to see this, but you are magnificent. The magic I see, the magic I see, the magnificence, I can't even speak, magnificent, yeah, I can't speak. Anyway, thank you, Webb. I love you.